went up there, and he had the spirit of this young lady appearing to him, indicating to him the place where her remains were. She promised to save the city from the Black Plague if he would take her remains and have a procession done, and that was done. And so after the plague left Palermo, she was proclaimed saint. Okay, here on our left we have a very strong building, very imposing, where one can stay without paying anything all your life if you like. We call it our Grand Hotel Deluxe. You think you would like to go there? You know what it is? The jailhouse. No, please don't go there. And then we have a new part that have been built annexed to it. You see just abreast of us. It's called the bunker. And it will be very busy in there today, because this part was built when we had a maxi trial in 1986 against many mafiosi. And today it's a very particular day for us, because we have thousands of children in the city coming from all over the country and elsewhere to commemorate the Judge Falcone, one of the judges that were killed in 1992. He fought against the mafia, and today they will have meetings in there with the children, and we try to explain them the danger of getting involved with the mafia, so they are being informed and they know what they should avoid. Okay. And every year we have this manifestation to remember this judge, because there was a turning point in the strife against the mafia after they killed him, and then 3 months later, on the 19th of July, they killed his companion and friend, the other judge, who worked along with Falcone and carried on the work. His name was Borsellino. And so the people said, now that's enough. And who was afraid lost their fear, and they became brave. I'm talking about the ordinary citizen. Because first, if anyone saw something by chance that was irregular, they wouldn't report it because they would fear for their lives. But now people became brave, and they told what they saw or what they knew. And so this way it was more, it was easier for authority. They did catch a lot of mafiosi, almost 500 of them who were tried and condemned in that new part annexed to the jailhouse. And so every year we commemorate the two judges. Falcone lived on the same street in front of us after the light, where you see the green trees on the right. That's where he lived with his wife. His wife was killed as well in the same moment, because they blew up the car and their escort. And then on the right, this road leads to Via D'Amelio, where the other judge was killed. He did not live there. Borsellino used to go every Sunday afternoon to visit his mother, and that's where they set a bomb, and he loses his life there. So today we will have like a procession, a manifestation from the two houses, from down on the right in the background, a little on the left near Monte Pellegrino, to this place where the other judge lived. And this morning a ship came in with thousands of children. It's called the ship of legality and honesty. And you will see the children around, because they're in town. Maybe some of them will visit the city, and then later on around 3-4 o'clock you won't be able to pass here because everything will be blocked off, no traffic, it will become all pedestrian. So look on your right, that's the end of the main street. We are on the main street now. The main street is one street that changes the name 4 times and divides the city into 2 parts. On the left we have the sea, on the right we have a chain of mountains. This part of the main street is called the Liberty Street, the Via della Libertà, and it's a very green area. On our right we have a little park called the Garibaldi Park, and on our left we have the English style garden laid out in 1866, and in a way that it seemed as if the hands of man did not intervene. The English style garden is the opposite to the Italian style garden, where we have a geometrical layout with low shrubs. This is our best residential quarters, and when we change the name of the street, it will become Ruggero Settimo. He was the head of the government, the provisional government that was formed to kick out the Bourbons. They were the last ones to rule when Garibaldi came in 1860 and brought on the unification of Italy. We had the unification in 1861, and that is when Sicily became part of the rest of Italy. And then the third part of the main street is called the Maqueda Street, and the last part that finishes where you see Monte Grifone in the background is called the Oreto Street. So we are going towards the older part of the city as we go along. Coming up now are the 2 central squares of the city. On the right you will see the Castelnuovo Square with the palm trees. On the left is the Ruggero Settimo Square, the name of the statesman I told you about, and there's also a statue of him on the square, the head of the provisional government. And then behind him is the beautiful Teatro Politeama Garibaldi. Okay, in front of us we have part of the city walls and one of the gates to the city, and this is also the entrance to one of the markets where we sell fruits and vegetables, and every day the market. If you look now on your right, look on your right, there is the main facade of the Opera House. The Opera House is one of our highlights of the city. It's really gorgeous with this beautiful I must tell you that this opera house is the largest in Italy and the third largest in Europe after the Opera of Paris and Vienna. When it was built, it could hold 3,200 people. Today it can hold a little less because of security measurements. Because they have taken out part of the place where the spectators sit, and so it can hold a little less, but it's still the largest one in Italy and still the third largest in Europe after the Opera of Paris and Vienna. If you can recall, this morning we went this way. We made a right turn here. Instead, we are going to see the other part of the city. So we go down towards the seaside, and you will love it very much because it's really gorgeous. We have the old seaside promenade. Over here on the right is where we have the seat of the prefecture. And the monument that is standing in front of us, not so pretty. It's an ugly monument. It was done like this by the author, and I'll tell you why. It's a monument built to remember the people who died fighting against the mafia. The author said he did this monument this way, ugly and rusty, because it rusts and corrodes just like the mafia. We have an archaeological site over on the right and also on the left. behind these buildings. These buildings were built on what was part of the old city. And this archaeological site can be visited. In front of us lies the old harbor. When the Phoenicians came, they found this tiny city that ended where the Roma Street is. I told you that that was the end of that little peninsula that they found when they came. And the two rivers emptied into the sea, but as time went by, they silted up, the sea retrieved, and so they recovered this land. In other words, all the area in front of us and on our right and where we are at the moment was water, okay, in the past. So this is what is left of the big harbor where the Phoenicians came. Today it's reduced to a very small one for fishing boats and sport boats. This is a nice place where people come to promenade. You see, we have a nice little road there going all around the harbor, and there are benches and there are cafes. There are 2 cafes and the restaurant. It's very pleasant to come and have a little walk around. And you will get one of the most beautiful views when we go a little further up, because you will see this harbor, the other harbor where you arrive. You will see your ship, and then in the background you can see Monte Pellegrino. Okay, there it is. You can also see the remains of a castle where we have that archaeological area. You can see some of the towers of the castle. Unfortunately, they did not protect the area when they built these modern palazzi. And so part of it is under those palazzi. And then coming up on the right, you will see the lovely gate called the Felice Gate. And if you look in the background, you will see the other gate that we saw earlier, the Porta Nuova. So that used to be the length of the city for many centuries. And then the city grew out of the walls. You will also see part of the walls of the city on the side of the sea.